The Earthling album, one of the reasons it happened in such a short time frame was we came off the road, but we had done one track at the end of the Outside tour, right around the point where David realized that he wanted to cut the band down, and I became the musical director for the band after Peter Schwartz, after we pared it down to a 4-piece. We had done one song called Telling Lies, and we, at that point, hired to us, unknown mixer engineer, Mark Plati. So we worked with Mark and we enjoyed that. And we did that pretty quickly. And then we went back out on the road, and I had just gotten this software called Vision that I had on my primitive laptop, which still did not have internet, my laptop. And it was stepwise. I had a tone generator, but I'd have to stepwise put in the notes from the keyboard on the computer. So it was painstaking and it took a long time, but it was perfect for on planes. So I was writing stuff on that, and I must have written about 10 different instrumental tracks. So I always, on every record I did with David, I tried to make sure that I was always concerned that inspiration wouldn't show up and it would fail when we got into the studio. So I always had like a little collection of things on cassette at that point that I could use as a spark. And one of the things I learned from David was when you write songs that it's like trying to start a fire out in the elements. And you have to crowd around it, you have to find some tinder, you have to find something that'll make a spark, you have to protect it from the wind, which I always see in this scenario as like doubt, and like, oh, this isn't good enough. And so I would try to provide the tinder and the spark. And we would crowd around it until it caught flame, and then we would fan the flames and flesh it out. And it wasn't until it was near fruition or at fruition that we'd go, maybe this sucks, or maybe this doesn't suck and it's brilliant. So that was the way we used to work. So with Earthling, I had a bunch of song ideas, fire starters. And so we just weeded through those, and David and I sat, when we went in with Earthling, we just sat in front of a microphone with these little travel electric guitars. I'd gotten David one that had a speaker in it and had effects built in, and around a mic, no vocal mic, and we would just play stuff that worked with it, or guitar ideas that I had, I would show to David, or vice versa. He would show something that he had to me, and we try to lay it over one of those grooves. So Mark was at the computer playing the loops and stuff that we had loaded in, and we would play and sing along with those things. And then that's where the songs came from. So in 2 weeks' time, we had about eight songs, and that was how it started. And then we brought Gail, Zach, and Mike Garson in for a week, and Zach Alford, Gail Ann Dorsey.